My ex-fiance, 29M, put hands on me, 29F, the other night. Advice? Opinions? Hello, over the weekend my fiance and I went out, and everything was totally fine. We've been together since 8th grade, so 15 years now. Anywho, we're having drinks, waiting this DJ to come out. We were only there for maybe 2 hours, and when I look he's gone. All of a sudden my mom is calling me asking why I left. I'm confused like, no, I'm in the same spot he left me in. He told her I left with a bunch of 21-year-olds. So I'm like, no. So she tells me I need to leave because he kept calling her saying he's waiting on me. So I walk to my car and I don't see him, and then all of a sudden I'm being attacked. I get pushed so hard I hit the back of my head on the ground. My mom hearing all of this because I'm OTP with her. So I get up crying, and then he comes out of nowhere again and pushes me from behind. I fell on my face, busted my lip, and chipped my tooth. Not a small chip. Here I am 2 days later. Of course he's sending text and apologizing saying he's embarrassed, and he drank too much, buying me perfume and lotion, and keeps trying to kiss me and hug all on me. Promises to never do it again. I'm honestly just confused how liquor made him make up lies about me and the put hands on me, because that's never happened. And then I'm the type to say I'd never stay in an abusive relationship if it was ever me. Is this me? There wasn't an argument or anything to provoke this behavior. We do have 2 kids together, and I do notice when he gets drunk he is verbally abusive for sure. Admittedly, I talk my shit too, woman shrugging, medium dark skin tone, but damn, am I in an unhealthy relationship. What type of relationship is this? He's paying to fix my tooth, but I feel like I can't trust him anymore. FR. I have taken my ring off, and don't plan on wearing it. Please don't be mean, lol, just want to know what anyone thinks. Honestly, never thought I'd be ever typing these words here. You realize that he set you up, right? He left, called your mom and set it up that you would come outside while he was laying in wait for you, and he attacked you. You need to file a police report and tell them the whole thing. He is dangerous. He planned this attack. Yeah, this is more than, he put his hands on me, he set you up, waiting for you to come outside, and then violently attacked you. This is a crime and a major escalation from verbal abuse. You are not safe here. Neither are your kids. Get out immediately. You don't want to end up like me, spending 11 years gradually getting beaten more and more until your life is almost taken. I'm sober. People don't do anything wildly out of character when drinking. That's a bullshit excuse. This is an abusive relationship. There's no turning back from that. See if the club has video. Do it soon before it's recorded over. Make a police report. He's love bombing because he was caught. Don't believe he didn't try and kill you that night. He didn't put his hands on you. He assaulted you. He should be sitting in a jail cell right now. 28F and 31M. My boyfriend says hurtful things to motivate me. He says I'm boring and that I don't do enough. He compares me to other women, saying they're more fun or more driven. He's also said that you become fun when you have a good job, even though he knows I can't get one right now. He tells me to look at how other people live and do the same. When I bring it up, he says I take things too seriously. But honestly, it doesn't feel like motivation, it feels like criticism. He's even said before that he wishes he had friends or relationships that match him better. Yet he doesn't break up. When I ask about it, he insists he doesn't want to leave. For context, I've had mild depression, but I study full-time and have hobbies. I read, write poetry, and spend time in nature. I do stay home a lot, but so does he, mostly on the computer. Still, he says I'm boring, while claiming that people who play music or draw are better people. I feel confused and tired of never feeling good enough. It's like I have to become someone I'm not to make him happy. At the same time, part of me wonders if he's right. Maybe I should change? Please give me some advice. Why are you with _him_? He sounds awful. This is abuse. He's emotionally beating you down. Who knows how his abuse will escalate? Will he use this as justification to cheat and find a way to blame you for it? Will his insults get worse? Break up and focus on you. You deserve better. Why would you want to spend time with someone like this? Date someone who actually likes you. Sounds like he's only with you to boost his own ego. This isn't motivation, it's degrading. You deserve better. You misspelled ex-boyfriend. Being alone is better than being with him. Comparison is the enemy of happiness. He wants you to become his ideal partner, without thinking about what you want for yourself. That better people comment is especially weird. Does he do those things himself? Next time he does this, say, "Thanks, coach," and walk away. My 29F, best friend's boyfriend, 29M, screwed me over. For the sake of the post, we will call my best friend A and her boyfriend B. A has been dating B since 2023. They met through a mutual friend. B moved to our city to be with A in April. He has categorically decided he hates it here. He visited her all the time before he moved. You'd think he'd have learned that. Then in August, he got laid off. This is extra bad because he insisted him and a move into an apartment that I cannot afford, so B was taking on more of the rent. He's been very depressed since then, and A has been struggling with that. B and I work in the same field. I'm much more established in my career within that field, and am more well known. My vort is tristet. That's not a brag, it's just a fact that comes back later. B asked if I'd help him get a job. While I don't particularly like B personally, I have heard good things about him professionally. There are plenty of people I dislike personally who are quite good at their jobs. He has good experience and references. I'm managing a project in the interim until we can find a full-time manager, and am hiring for another position within the project. I can help my friend by giving him a job, and I don't have to manage him for very long. So, after checking his references, I convinced the team to let me hire him. I called him last Friday and told him he'd start Tuesday, and the job would at least take him through June. He agreed. Yesterday, Monday, at 6 p.m., A calls me. She tells me B can no longer take the job. I say if B wants to renegotiate, he can call me, but she should not be calling me. She then says that it isn't renegotiating, he can't take the job. I, understandably upset because he's supposed to start at 9 a.m. the next day, say that he's massively screwing me over here, and it's wildly unprofessional to have his girlfriend call me and tell me that. I then got upset, and said she didn't know why I'm upset. The convo devolved from there because I was angry, but the person I was angry at was too scared to call me and tell me himself that he was fucking me over. We didn't yell at each other. You can just tell she was hurt by my saying this was unprofessional and the wrong thing to do, and she got defensive of him saying he didn't know this was real. Which, buddy, we talked about this in detail, what the fuck are you talking about? So now B is still unemployed. I'm fucked over professionally, and have to go in and eat some serious fucking crow today. I used my word on this man and swore he was a good hire. I tried to protect myself best I could by making sure he was good through references and asking mutual people we have in common, but still got fucked over. A is usually very emotionally intelligent, so it baffles me that she'd be shocked I'm upset, and frankly that she'd agree to call me at all to tell me something B should have told me. B also totally screwed me over 12 hours, before he was supposed to start the job I worked hard to get him. I'm really upset about this whole situation, and frankly I've lost so much respect for A. I feel like if I talked to her, she'd just take his side and get defensive, and it would hurt our friendship. But how B acts was also already hurting our friendship. I also feel like I just cannot let this go because this was such a massively bad thing to do. But again, how much talking will help that? Is a conversation worth having with her? Not a conversation. This is a friendship ender. People that decide that their relationship is grounds to treat their friends like douches shouldn't have friends. IMO, you tell work what you did here. Someone I trusted vouched for them, and their references/experiences checked out. Shit like this can happen with any hire, and who you know is a very standard way to get good employees that stick around a while. You got burned this time, but you can never rule out that possibility. A and B are bad friends. What would the point of a conversation be when you already know they'll dismiss your perspective? I'd be honest and tell her that her lack of reaction to him totally screwing you over has really changed your opinion of her. Don't. You've had your say, she's decided that he's justified, and it's no big deal. Several conversations aren't necessary to convince an adult that she's wrong and harboring a homosexual. The real issue here is that Mr. Boyfriend did not want to answer to you at work. If you had recommended him for a management position, he'd be at work as scheduled. Your friend has unfortunately fallen into the classic, he's useless and using me, but he's great in other areas, and I love him, rationalization mentality. Leave it, and learn your lesson for next time. Personally, I'd cut all contact with any friend who let their loser boyfriend ruin my professional reputation. The only way I'd forgive her was if she broke up with him immediately after finding out he did that, but she didn't. She defended him. She is choosing a man who doesn't respect either of you or himself and doesn't want to be saved. Well, the best thing to do professionally is to just own the decision. Feel them what you said here. You had heard good things, he had good references, and you were swayed by trying to help a friend. Nobody is perfect, but the true measure of character is how we deal with our mistakes. Own it, and your reputation should come out just fine. It sucks, but there's no going back. Girl, if they are willing to screw you over your job, I think they'd be willing to screw up your wedding. I get not wanting to rock the boat, but do the following. 1. Ask her if she still wants to be your MOH and do the work for it. I can see her boyfriend trying to convince her not to attend on the day of the wedding because he is embarrassed about screwing you over at the job. 2. Ask 1 or 2 friends to prepare to stand in and help on the day off in case she doesn't show up or is distracted. 3. Brainstorm a game plan with a therapist and your fiance and anyone else if your best friend and or her boyfriend show up wasted or inappropriate. My 32F, husband 42M, will not be attending my Halloween party. Friends annoyed? Throwaway. My husband and I have been together for 8 years, married for 3. I love him very much, we get along great, and have similar interests. He works a lot, often late hours and makes commission only, so if he's not at work he's not making money. My friends have been a little judgy and ask why he's never around for social things, which I have explained. He does however come to special events and almost all of my family's holiday gatherings. He doesn't drink and is a quiet introvert as well, so my friends have never really made a connection with him, like they have to each other's boyfriends/girlfriends. He's not into sports the way they are. This never really bothered me too much, because I love my husband the way he is. I have an annual Halloween party. The last 2 or 3 times, my husband has been working late and came home when the party has already started. He said hi, mingled for a few minutes, then went downstairs to game in his gaming room. I could tell some of my friends thought this was rude and asked why he never wants to hang out, even for me. I can totally understand why he'd not want to be around a bunch of drinking and people he's not really friends with. How do I get my friends to just let it go, understand that I'm happy and our relationship works for us, and to get off his back? Too long did not read. My sober introverted husband isn't a social butterfly, and my friends don't seem to understand. Your friends are allowed to think your husband is weird and rude for going to his private gaming room during parties. Your husband is allowed to go to his private gaming room and avoid your friends during parties. You're not going to change your friend's opinion of him, but as long as you're okay with him ignoring everyone during social gatherings, it doesn't matter what they think. It is weird to avoid a party in your own home. Your friends find it weird because your husband actively avoids socializing with them. I would stop expecting them to stop finding it weird and just accept that he acts like he doesn't like them and they aren't dense, so they pick up on it. He's allowed to avoid people at a party in his shared home. They're allowed to think it's rude. You don't control either of those things. He doesn't like your friends. I mean, if you're happy with this dynamic, does it really matter? Just tell them he gets overwhelmed with the crowd and does his best to be social, and tell them they're welcome to come over for dinner in small groups if they want to get to know him better. If you're okay with it, it doesn't matter what they think. People are allowed to think it weird and rude that after near a decade, they barely know the first thing about your partner. He is allowed to do whatever he wants, but he is not free of people's perception of him, which I suspect is kind of why they want to spend time around him, because they can't get an accurate of him simply based off what you say, and the limited interaction they do have is reflective of how they perceive him.